Welcome to Madness. The Demented Show starts now. What's good, guys? Welcome to the Demented Show. We're here hanging with Walker and Tim McMahon. Welcome, everybody, man. What a week it's been. We've had a lot of losses this week, man, between Theo, between Ozzy, Hulk, everything. It's been a week, man. So let's end the week on a good note, or start next week, however you consider Sundays, man. And we're going to have a banging show tonight. We got a lot of fun stuff. We got giveaways going on. We have real quick. We got Scallywags. I'm real happy. Hit 15,000 today, so I added a giveaway to that on top of Tim's awesome giveaways. Between two $50 site credits and two mystery gifts. It's gonna be awesome, man. So welcome all the berserkers that are here. Everybody from Scallywags, Demented ones. Let's have an awesome show, man. Walker, Tim, what's going on, guys?
How you doing, fellas?
Doing well. How you doing?
Doing awesome, man.
Kicking
Doing good, man.
Yeah,
Good.
excited. Been excited all week to be on the show. Now it's finally here.
Well,
so
we've been excited to have you on the show, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I even trimmed up for this so I didn't look like a homeless guy anymore.
That's it.
Oh no! Now I'm the only guy that looks homeless on this show.
No, Sean's pretty good at it.
I try hard to, so don't worry, Walker.
I know I'll catch shit.
Shaped.
Yeah. He's got a heat brush going.
And nice, man. I should have thought of that, man. Put mine on too.
So, Tim, why don't you tell us a little bit about, for anybody who doesn't know, tell us a little bit about your company, how you started it, why you started it, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it. First, again, I just appreciate you guys having me on and showing interest. I mean, Walker, you and I have been tight for a long time. I really consider you like a brother, even though we never met in person. And Sean, same thing, man. The things that you talk about, and I'm from New York, so I know what it's like to have be tight with people that are close friends or like family. And I relate to a lot of your shit, and I could see that if I was back there, you and I'd be kicking it. So I just really appreciate you guys a lot, and just having this opportunity.
We got the tri-state thing going on. We got Jersey with Sean. We got New York with you, and Connecticut with me. So,
there you go.
You're out in Arizona, man. I might be out there and see Arizona, man. I've never seen that.
Hell yeah, I'll show you around, man. A bunch of freaking Yankees. That's good. So, I with the company, I never thought in a million years I'd start a business, much less a beer business or soap or anything like that. And I'm just not a risk taker. So it's one of those things that is very, very far outside of my comfort zone. I'm very, everything's got to be regimental. I go to work every day, I do my thing. And then when you get in the business, there's so many freaking curveballs that hit you. And, it started off as I'm just gonna, I loved natural soap. I just the big names with the chemical stuff in it. I used it for a long time, and my skin was always dry. I suffered with eczema, and so I always got, after a while, I got into natural soap, and it started off at like Whole Foods out here, for example. They would have just this rotisserie thing of bulk weird cut soap, like it was just chunks of soap, and you'd get it by the pound, and you get some some cool scents and stuff, but it felt great on your skin. And then I would go to like farmers markets and pick up a bar of soap from a local person. Like when we go on vacation, I don't buy the t-shirts that say Myrtle Beach or whatever. I buy from local artisans. I buy the cool shit. Yeah, like I mean, in my shop, there's so much cool shit. I got a palm frond hat from Kauai when my wife and I went there on our honeymoon. Nice. From Louisiana, I got a wood voodoo doll that my wife was like, "You're not taking that shit home." She's like, we're not having that. But it was someone just local shop made it, and just so much cool stuff. So so I started buying the natural soap, and so I thought, after it was about, I've been in business for a little over 3 years, actually selling, but about I would say 4.5 years ago, I just started making soap, practicing and learning. I really wanted to learn the trade before I actually started selling stuff, which I really had no intention until I started making it. And then people were like, man, this is good stuff. And I was just giving it away. And the more that people tried it, they're like, man, you should sell this. And so I'm like, well, I do want to kind of golf some more. Golf's expensive out here in the winter, and try not to draw out of the family funds to go golfing. And so I thought, okay, so I started, I still give tons of shit away all the time now still.
Oh yeah.
But it became, after, about a year, 9 months to a year making it became, man, this is good stuff. And beard stuff the same. I mean, the one time my wife would buy me stuff from different companies, like box store companies, and I had a beard for a long time, whether it was short like this is just a reset. So anybody that wants to say anything, it's a reset. I had to bring the grays to the front because they were in the back, because I'm getting accused of dyeing my beard, and I don't dye anything. But
See, I think you and Daniel planned this. Like, I think you and Daniel planned to do the nice little short beard thing, man. Maybe,
did Daniel do it? I didn't see that.
Yeah, Daniel cut his beard down too. He did.
Oh, heck yeah! See, great minds think alike. That's
Yeah. See, he commented short beard season.
Oh, okay. I don't get on social media a lot, so I haven't seen it if he posted anything. So see,
Well,
Daniel and I think alike. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Rocking it, man. Rocking the short beard.
Well, I do want to say something. Is you touched on a good point. You said that you wanted to really kind of practice the craft, and you wanted to get things right and learn how to do it right before you sold stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I wish more owners would have done that. Um, a lot of new companies are popping up all over the place, and some of them are fantastic, but some of them you got to wonder, how long, did you just decide to sit down at your kitchen table and do this? So I always appreciate seeing somebody who has really honed their craft.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and I'll admit, in the very beginning with my beard oils, I was trying to experiment with just all essential oils. It's really hard to do, to create, scents, all of your scents and all essential oils. I used, my original carrier blends. I did a different carrier blend for every profile. I'm like, man, that's stupid. They did okay, but I had stuff like sweet almond in there. I found out a lot of people are allergic to that. I had, experiment with pecan oil, which is really good, nourishing, but, left it a little bit greasier. So, it took me a little bit of time to get through that, and, just put products out there. People still liked it, but I still wasn't okay with it. And so when I finally got to a point where I was going to standardize everything, I said, I got to nail this blend down. I love meadow foam seed. I love the camellia seed. The moringa is really nice. It helps balance it. Castor gives it that little bit thicker to it. I always wanted to do jojoba and argan in it. And the hemp is just really good. It's very nourishing. And so I just played with those ratios, and finally got it to where I wanted it to coat, to nourish, to get to the skin, but I needed it to dry down and not be greasy, not stain clothes, not stain pillowcases and stuff like that. And I think I got that pretty good, because all the feedback, I mean, I use mine all the time. I use other guys' stuff. Like Daniel, for example, his is beautiful, and his absorption, it's within minutes. I think mine absorbs within about 10 minutes, but Daniel's is real quick. And that's what I like. I mean, you still want that feeling in your beard, but you just don't want to walk around with it greasy. And so it
Right.
took a little bit of time, but you got to be willing to toy with it and experiment with it, so it's.
Well, I remember way back when you messaged me and we were talking, and you were just starting to consider using metafoam seed, and you were like, man, what do you think of metafoam? I told you it was one of my favorite oils on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
And I think the blend that you have right now is absolutely fantastic. You want to talk about absorption, dude, I can put that in, and 5 to 8 minutes later, I can do this, and it's completely gone.
Oh,
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man.
and same thing with the butter too, man. Like this is one of my absolute favorite Rise of Draugr, man. I love this one, and I mix it with a lot of even from what other brand, whatever brand. Like I love this one. I mix it with a lot of stuff, man. Now, any thoughts on any like a liquid butter or anything like that, or are you sticking with the
Uh,
poured
yeah,
butters?
I'm gonna stick with the poured stuff. I tend to to me, I think the trend of the start of liquid butter was with Voodoo. I mean, I know Alex came out with that a long time ago, and he's got that mastered down. And then a lot came after that. Not no fault of that. I'm a creature of habit. I like to be comfortable, and I know my poured butter. It took me a long time to get that to where I like it. I originally had coconut oil in it, and I love the feeling of it. But a lot of people allergic to coconut oil too. I'm just trying to think of stuff that's more um, prone to be allergic people to be allergic to it. And so I just wanted to toy around with it. And um, that I know there's a lot of guys out there, and I can't say I've gotten any criticism for it, but there's a lot of guys out there that just don't want wax in their butter. Mine is such a very small amount in it, and I use that. My longer beard when I had it, which it'll be back, guys. Don't worry about it. But when I had that little bit of wax went a long way for me, and it helped with just a tiny bit of hold where I didn't have to use a hardcore balm. I used to use beard wax before I started making my own stuff, and so I just use a very tiny amount, and it's just enough. It's just enough in there, so it's still really soft. It still melts really good. You don't get the wax beads in it, in cold season and stuff like that. So
Well,
I love your butter, man. I think it's the perfect amount. It keeps them flyaways down a little bit, but
yeah,
it's also nice and nourished.
absolutely.
Very creamy,
Now, I remember Sean telling me that, uh, you know, I remember when he had first tried your butter, we were messaging back and forth, and he was just like, man, this stuff is amaze balls. I mean, I'm finding a lot of people are really, really digging the butter. Um, you got a lot of guys that want the liquid stuff, but most of the guys that I know that used poured butters are using Valhalla.
no, that's awesome, man. I appreciate that. And
Yeah,
Walker, to go back to one of your points, I know you and I talk a lot, and a lot of times on the phone. But I love your feedback, your opinions. They mean a lot, and I take that seriously. And so when if I'm going to do something that is maybe off a little bit, or something that I'm not sure of, but you're one of the guys I run through. I send you test stuff. I want to make sure that it's
Yeah, you
and
do.
because I know you're going to be honest with me, and I don't want to put out a crap product, and if it's like, hey, that scent's a little off, or that
Yeah,
doesn't
well, I
feel
mean,
right.
if you sent me something and I absolutely thought it needed improvement, I'd tell you. I mean,
Yeah,
this is the thing. You you and I, like you said, you're my brother. I consider you basically blood. I'm not going to bullshit you. I mean, if
yeah.
something sucks, I'm going to go, dude, go back to the drawing board.
Yeah,
But the thing I'm finding about all the Valhalla stuff that I have, especially the beard oils and the scents, is that I can pick two or three right now that I can tell you, hell, you mix them and they're good. They're almost interchangeable, some of them. And like tonight I'm wearing the Lagertha with the Lithus boot. I mixed them.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And it's beautiful, you know. So it's it's one of those things where, you know, you're doing it right, man, because when you can pick any scent off the shelf and pretty much mix it with any other scent that you've got from that company, that's pretty good.
I appreciate it very much. I spend a lot of time, but my absolute critics before I release a scent, regardless, it goes to my wife and my daughter. So if they're like, dude, yeah, no. There might be one time that I spun away from that. They're like, no, don't do that. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I'm doing it anyway. Um, I can't even remember which one that was, but I would say 99% of the time they've got to go through the variations. I'll make 4 or 5 variations. And, you know, my profiles are, you know, it's not just one fragrance oil you get from a company and you call it the same thing that they call it. I've got, I would say most of my profiles have at least one essential oil in it, true essential oil. I pay for premium essential oils, and I would say every profile is at least a mix of 5 or 6 different fragrances to come up with what I have. So I'm not comfortable, even though I could grab something off my, you know, off a website and say, man, that smells beautiful by itself, but I want to make it better, and I want to use that because it'll be like, man, there is something that I smelled in something that I did before that would just go beautifully like with that. Because if you ever saw the movie Ratatouille, the Disney movie Ratatouille, he was a chef, so you would see him dreaming about, oh, I'm gonna mix this truffle with this, and that's how my mind isn't fucked up, but that's how my mind goes. And it's like, man, this would be beautiful with this, and this would be, and so then I just bring them all together and I make variations of it. I send it out for random people to test, and it's worked out.
That's the way it should be. Like, you know, Sean's working on creating his own product, and he's the same way. He'll message me with these, you know, this will go with this and this and this and this will be fantastic. And you know, that's the way it should be. Is you should view it like you two do, as you know, one, it's important, and two, uh, you know, it's not just slapping shit together; it's creating.
Yeah, because the ratios matter. I mean, it could be, you know, just a couple drops of something completely changes the profile or changes the dry down or whatever. And you know, leather is a good example. Leather overpowers everything. So you got to be very careful with it. I love leather. I could sit when I was a kid and we go school shoe shopping, you know, I went to a Catholic school, so we had to wear brown leather shoes with blue pants and yellow shirt. So I would be in the store shopping with my dad, and I would have the shoe smelling the leather. I couldn't get enough of the scent, and I love leather. Leather is just it's anything leather is awesome to me. But there are a lot of people that just get headaches from too much leather. You know, Alex from Voodoo, he had his Desperado scent, which is one of his OG scents. That leather scent is one of my favorite all-time scents ever. And he quit making it, you know, and I'm not the type that's going to go bother him and say, hey, buddy, you make that for me. You know, I would love to do that, but that's one of the ultimate leather scents. Daniel's Pinhead. I love that freaking Pinhead. That the leather in it is just beautifully blended.
I like leather around, you know. I don't, leather and tobacco are two that I don't like real heavy in the front, you know, but like blended in nicely with other stuff. Pinhead was a great one. I love Pinhead. Now, Blake Hughes is asking, Tim, is it true you are related to Vince McMahon?
I'm related to Jim McMahon,
the football player from the.
Yeah, just kidding. I used to tell everybody that in high school because I had an autograph. I'm a diehard. I'm a diehard Steelers fan, but I used to be one of my all-time, probably my favorite player. Maybe 1A, 1B is Walter Payton. Just an amazing person, amazing player. I love the guy. So I would follow his career. I actually have newspaper clippings somewhere of when he died that I had for a long time. I still have. They're in a box somewhere. But in that process, you used to be able to write sports teams and ask them for autographs. And I got a autograph picture of Jim McMahon. I saw Walter Payton at a show. I have a black and white picture of him catching a pass over his head with his autograph on it. It's just one of those things that I'll never give away. It's not worth. It's uh, priceless to me. So
it's sentimental value.
Yeah, and it's a black and white photo. I mean, it kind of gives my age a little bit, but I don't care. I wish I was 60.
Introduction to football, man. It was because I remember I was 10, I think, when it was the Chicago Bears Super Bowl 85. So I was like 10. The whole Super Bowl thing, Jim McMahon with the shades and the whole nine, man. The next year I became a Giants fan because, grew up with my dad. He wasn't going to have me being a Chicago Bears fan. But I love that Super Bowl shuffle. That brought me into football. Like as a little kid, I was watching. But I also did love, probably because of the commercial. I don't know what made me love them, but I actually did love the Steelers when I was a little kid too. Mean Joe Green and all that stuff going on. So, but then I just became a Giants fan. But yeah, I'll never forget that Super Bowl shuffle. I rewatched it like last year, and I'm like, man, this was the cheesiest thing.
It's so cheesy, but they had such amazing players on that team, man.
Oh, yeah.
Singletary, Dan Hampton, the Fridge. I mean, back then he's like, oh, this guy's huge. Every freaking lineman is like that now, and they all run like a 4.540. It's like, holy shit, you're getting hit by a car.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I've never been huge into football. I like football. Never been huge into it, but I'll show a little bit of my age. My favorite football player, probably of all time, Fred Dryer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If y'all remember Fred Dryer, played with Bradshaw, and I'll tell you what, back in the mid to late 70s, Fred Dryer was one of the meanest sons of bitches you ever saw on the field, and watching him was just like watching a wrestling match. It was great.
I thought you were going to say Bart Starr.
No. Hell no.
I remember first Super Bowl.
I remember I was 33 sitting in with his folks.
Back when I turned 30 and was still hanging out with Jim Thorpe. I mean, come on. I'm not that old.
Well, I'm not as diehard as I still watch all Steeler games. I used to be like glued to the TV every Sunday after a lot of the bullshit that they did with the national anthem and all that stuff. I kind of died down on it, but man, I was a statistics based person. I loved, coming up through the 80s and just watching all that football. Those are some of the greatest players ever. And, but my all-time favorite player is Troy Polamalu. I love the way the guy played. He's a good person, period. Just, I mean, when you hear him talk, how he is with his family. I actually met his uncle. I used to work for an engineering firm, and we did a lot of work at data centers. So I would be basically do inspections of work being done, electrical work at data centers. And this guy, I remember parking one day, and it was at AT&T, and this guy was just a total dick. I mean, you come in, totally rude. He's just, like, matter of fact, hey, what are you doing here? It's like, I got a badge, dude. I've been here 14 times already, and so one day he's like, is that your car right there? It has the Steeler sticker on it. And I go, yeah, why? Are you a frickin' Ravens fan? And he just smiles. He goes, no. He goes, I'm not. He goes, but I love this. And then all of a sudden, I get all this, you get put to the front of the line and all this stuff. So we started talking one day. I go, so do you actually like the Steelers? He goes, I like Steelers. He goes, because my nephew plays for them. And I'm like, oh, who's your nephew? And it's Troy Polamalu. He starts showing me pictures in his phone and all this stuff. And so it was really cool. I'm not the type, hey, give me his autograph. I don't think like that. I don't really give a shit. But it was just neat, and just he kind of solidified, that he really is a good person, so that matters to me, because you could have best athlete in the world if you're a douche,
Well, it's like I am with Lawrence Taylor. He's like, my player wise, he was fantastic. My favorite ever watching as a little kid. He just literally destroy every offensive line and coordinator he faced, but off the field, man.
Well,
He's actually a saintly person, off the field. And we have a supervisor, speaking of good people, and I hate to admit that being a Giants fan and talk about Jerry Jones, but we have a supervisor. It's funny, man. He used to work before he worked at us. He worked at Teterboro Airport all the way up in like North Jersey, and through all the games and everything else. And that's where, like, a lot of times Jerry Jones would fly in at this, that, and the other thing. And he met him so many times at the airport, and he loved the fact that he was there in like cowboy stuff. You know what I mean? So one day he actually said, if you come next weekend, you can fly back with me to Dallas and watch the game, and I'll personally have the plane fly you back. And he sure as hell did. Took him to Dallas right in that plane, man, the whole weekend.
Oh, damn.
Everything, like, boxed with him, the whole nine, everything, like, set him up in the hotel, the whole nine, man. He had like pictures. It was like the time of his life, but that was pretty cool. I guess he serviced, him so many times. He was like, you know what? Let me hook you up, man, and give you a hell of a weekend. Which I thought that was
cool.
Pretty,
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's the type of shit that never happens to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
well, stupid shit happens to me. That's what that's reserved for.
But
I meet somebody famous and they throw me their car keys and ask for a ticket for the valet, and I'm like,
well, we bumped into we were in the airport. I think we were picking up my daughter, and in the airport, in the elevator comes out Terrell Suggs, and number one, he was a Raven, so you hated him anyway. But he's from Chandler High here in Arizona, and so we were walking out. My wife's like, she goes, "Wasn't that like a football player?" Oh, yeah, it's Terrell Suggs. And she goes, "Well, why didn't you ask him for his autograph?" I go, "Because he's a freaking douche." I go, "I can't stand. I mean, he beat his wife and all this stuff, and it's like at least alleged, but alleged usually means it is, and it just I don't have any respect for stuff like that, so I'm not going to engage in conversation with somebody who's genuinely a douche.
Why ask for an autograph from somebody like that?
Yeah, it's meaningless. I don't do autographs anyway. I did when I was a kid. That was something for me, but now I don't really care.
Yeah.
The growing up in Connecticut, down the road from us, and I've met quite a few famous people. I don't like to name drop. I don't, I'm not. They're just people to me.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, me and my buddy Randy would go around when it would snow and ask people if they wanted to pay us to shovel the driveway. And one of our regular people that would always pay us to shovel the driveway was Ace Frehley from Kiss. He lived in a very exclusive subdivision in my town, and him and his wife would, and this was 1978, 79, when I was, somebody hands you $20 when you're that young. That's a lot of money back then, and we didn't know who the hell he was for about 4 years. He didn't answer the phone or answer the door in the makeup, so we were like, hey, when we finally found out who it was, we were like, oh shit. But that's the thing.
I don't know how to remove that thing, dude.
Huh?
I had you saying about the welcome in front of my face. I don't know how to remove it though. I'm still learning.
Yeah, I didn't know if you could see that or if that was just.
What's that?
I didn't know if that was just showing up for me or if it was showing up for you.
That's what I was thinking too.
That's all right. It's covering your eyes. It's making it kind of like one of those black bars.
Yeah. I don't know. Every week it's something different with the screen format in this stream yard. I don't understand what the hell's going on with it.
Because every week it says "fuck you." Now, I know Sean's met a couple of famous people, and when you can meet somebody famous and you wouldn't, their personality makes them seem like, why is this person famous? Those are the ones I want to be. The ones that you can actually, have a conversation with.
Yeah.
I've met some real.
I tell you, I hear a lot of people, man, like say like Ace Frehley's real big jerk off and stuff. But remember, I had this talk with you, and I remember meeting him when I was like 13, 14, and I was in this rock shop, Rainbow Rock used to be up by us, and they would have all this autograph stuff and stuff. The dude even had like Kiss tattooed arms, the whole nine. And I remember being a kid, and I'm like asking him questions, like, because that would be where you go if you wanted to get like a VHS of a Metallica concert from 1985. You know what I mean? He had all that kind of shit. And I was like, he was like, well, what do you want to know about Kiss? I was like, yeah, well, because at that point I was really into like Ace Frehley and Frehley's Comet and all that stuff, kind of learning all that. And so I asked him, and he goes, well, go ask him. Standing in the back, he's signing stuff. I was like, get the hell out of here, man. And sure enough, I went in there, and Ace probably spent a half hour with me, man, just shitting and signing and talking, and nicest guy ever, man. And that was cool. But now I hear stories, he's whatever. But I mean, I'll tell you this, he was pretty freaking cool that day. Maybe because I was a kid or whatever, you know what I mean? But
well, look, this is the thing. I met him when I was a young kid, shoveling driveways, and I've hung out with him when I was 29 and 30 when I go see shows. He was never anything but cordial to me. I mean, you get a lot of people say I'm a fucking douchebag, but I guess it comes down to you treat people the way that they treat you or approach you. I don't look too deep into it. I don't give a shit if you're famous. You're a human being. If you're an asshole to me, I'm going to let you know. But if you're cool with me, I'm going to view you just like any normal person.
Yeah. All right, guys, I got to bring Bill in here, man. Bill from Pinheads, man, our sponsor. He's got a Ouija story for us real quick, man. And what's going on with Pinheads? Hold on one sec.
Don't put that welcome thing on my face.
Yeah, I don't know what. I'm afraid to hit a button because last time I did that with Chris Todd, then the whole screen went like this. People cut off. So I know if I hit something, I'm going to make something.
Famous. Give you a famous person story. Cal Ripken Jr. I was working for a mechanical contractor. We worked for Dick Jacobs, who happened to own the team. He got us, he let all the contractors come to the batting practice for the All-Star game that was here in Cleveland. Couldn't ask for autographs, couldn't take pictures. You just were there. And sitting in the dugout, and guy walks out, puts his cleat up on the bench, ties it. He looks at me, he goes, "Hi, I'm Cal." That's my famous person story. Got to meet Cal Ripken Jr., which was totally awesome. We talked to us for about 5 minutes, and then he went and took his hits and took a shower, I guess. I don't know. We didn't get to go back into the actual locker room area, but that's my famous person story. But meeting Cal Ripken Jr. was pretty cool. Anyway, cool, what's going on with Pinheads? All kinds of stuff. Got a couple collaborations I can't reveal just yet, but you have Chris coming on soon too. Chris Lopp?
Yep.
Chris Lopp is next week. Yep.
Yeah, he'll probably have some more updates for you on the autism cap. We're trying to work. A lot of people are messaging us. We're trying to work out a pre-sale, but we want to get a sample cap. But since they're being made in Italy, we're kind of waiting on that. And I'm not going to steal any of Chris's thunder. He put a lot of work into this too. So I'll let him do his thing. He's the cap guy.
Them Italian ones that Chris had, also, man. I don't know if he's going through hologram Paris, but
it's being made by Alfonso, so they're going to be high-end quality caps. I mean, we wouldn't do anything less, and Chris wouldn't do anything less. So
right.
we laid out some cash for them. So I know the material was revealed, but it's going to be an awesome cap. And like, I hope everybody that wants one can get one, but it's going to be a very, very small run.
Very cool.
Not a typical run that Chris would probably make, but we've gotten a lot of feedback. We sold out the pre-sale on just the pins. I think there was one left when I looked before we jumped on. There was one of the autism pins left. So there aren't going to be, I don't think there's going to be any for sale, because you'll get one with the, you'll get a pin with you buy the cap. But the pre-sale just took off. It sold out pretty quick. And there was a charity component. We're donating some money from the pin, and then there'll be a charity component for the cap also. Nice. This week, if you use the code Demented on our site, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but the Monster Series pins, Frank, the Mummy, Jekyll and Hyde, Drac are all $2 off. Summer Krampus is $2 off. And we took $2 off our Friday the 13th. That's a pin set. That's also $2 off. So that's all.
Are you still running with Summer Krampus? If you buy that, you get first in line for.
Correct. If you get the Summer Krampus, I think we got 5 or 6 left. That'll guarantee you the Christmas Krampus. We will. We're only going to make enough. We'll fulfill. If you bought 2, you can get 2 Christmas. A couple of guys bought 5. So if you bought 5 Summer Krampus, you can get 5 Christmas Krampus.
Yeah, Christmas Krampus was quick. So it's like,
Yeah, it sold out like in 48 hours. So, and, it's so hit and miss with the pin game. We make 100 of something and it sells out fast. We make 125 of something that we think will sell, and it doesn't. So, I mean, it's hit and miss. A lot of it's trial and error. We've been doing this for a little over a year now. We're getting a lot better at it. And, we made, I think I've said before, we've made an investment in some software and partnered with the pin company. And, we have all their colors so that when we're making stuff, we pretty much know what it's going to look like. Yeah. The hardest part is Luther and I going back and forth, him telling me I'm full of shit and I'm telling him he's full of shit if something's going to sell. So, but we go back and forth, and it's a lot of fun. We're having fun doing it. It's too bad.
What counts.
Yeah. It's too bad the real job gets in the way of the fun stuff.
Yeah. And sometimes, like you said, like you might think you have a winner, and then that's happened to me more times than can count. Like with Scallywags, you know what I mean? Like I'll buy a design on, and I'm like, oh man, this design is fucking awesome, man. It's gonna hit, man. And then I'll sell 3 and give away 5, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? Then I'll put up one that I'm thinking, I don't know, somebody will like this, and sell 15 of them. You know what I mean? It's like it's weird how it works sometimes. You think you got it nailed. Exact opposite, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll type the code in when we're done. But if you use code Demented, it's only going to be on the Demented Ones page, so it's kind of exclusive for you guys if you want to buy some pins. And I think tonight I didn't look at the timer on it, but tonight's the last night. All our Christmas pins are $7.25 for Christmas in July. I think that ends at midnight. So if you were looking at any of our Christmas pins from the past year, now's the time to jump on them. Coming up, we got a couple. I mean, with the lead time on pins, we got a couple of really nice Halloween pins coming up. We also have the Perseverance, the 9/11 pin, coming up. That's on pre-sale too. That's a real nice pin. Luther took a lot of time designing it and getting the colors right, and that pin is in production. I think it's going to be here 3rd week of August, so be out in plenty of time for 9/11. And like I said, I got a couple collabs that are inked and done, and we're working on them, but it's just too soon to let the cat out of the bag yet. So we're trying to do some things, and
Blake,
I think it's going to work out.
Fair enough.
We need to get a Thor or Odin pin.
Oh.
Have any plans for those or no?
Not at this point. If it's going to happen, it'll happen in the next year, because we're just sending in Christmas. You know, we got 6 weeks lead time on making stuff, sometimes 7 or 8, depending on how complicated it is and how many colors and cuts on the pin. But we're into Christmas. I hate to say it. It's, you know, it's 5 months away, but with production and the time Luther and I arguing about stuff going back and forth on design, you got to be way ahead of the curve. And, you know, we're not doing, we used to do an occasional reaction to something Boston Scally makes, but by the time you get the pin made and get it out there, the hype is gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so we've kind of stopped reacting. We haven't reacted much to current events either, because like I said, by the time you make it, and if we do a quick 2-week turnaround, it makes the pin expensive, and it's just not worth doing unless it's something really, really cool. You know, like the Hawk-Tua pin. I mean, we did that, and that thing just blew out unbelievably fast, even though we were a couple weeks behind the curve. But that blew out real quick. Quick story, Ouija board story. This is best of my knowledge, a true story from my grandparents. I'm going to call him Cousin Joey because that's how everybody always referred to him. But Cousin Joey turned 17 in January of 42, right after Pearl Harbor. And Cousin Joey's parents, my grandparents' in-laws, had a great idea. We let Cousin Joey join the Coast Guard, sign him up. He's not going to leave the States because the Coast Guard doesn't leave the States. Well, they sign him up, goes through his basic training, winds up on a frigate off the coast of Spain. So it didn't quite work out how everybody kind of thought it was going to work out. But anyway, nobody heard from Cousin Joey for months, and he would send a letter, you know, pretty religiously every week. Letters dried up, nothing came up. They contacted the Coast Guard, nobody could tell them anything. So the cousins had a great idea. We'd get out a Ouija board. We'd ask the Ouija board what's going on with Cousin Joey. So, you know, it was a thing back then. You were listening to the radio, and, you know, they had dinner, everybody sitting around the kitchen table, and one of the in-laws pulls out the Ouija board. Now, my grandfather was a converted Catholic. He was dead set against it, didn't want it in the house. Just gateway to hell, pure evil. And I've never screwed around with a Ouija board. Holy shit, what happened there? Ouija board get you?
Yeah, man, I'm getting fucking cursed.
You give Walker PSTDs and shit.
You mentioned gateway to hell, and I flashed back to my first marriage. And
anyway, they're doing the Ouija board, you know, sipping their coffee, listening to whatever the hell, Glenn Miller or whoever the hell was on the radio. And they finally get around to asking about Cousin Joey. Well, you know, you got your fingers on the planchette and it's moving, and it goes to B, and it goes to U, then it goes over to R, and then to N. And my grandfather, to the day he died, would swear to you that when it hit that letter N, spelled burn, that planchette got red iron hot like fire, like he burned his fingers, and everybody went like that. Oh, so it comes to pass. I forget what day they were doing it on, but then very next day they get a letter from the Coast Guard. His frigate had got hit by a torpedo, and he was an engine room guy. He got splashed with fuel and was burned from the waist down.
Oh,
and yeah, he lived. He came home, had a good life, lived to be 80. But man, the Ouija board and
yeah.
I'm to this day, it's still something it's probably one of the few things I would never mess with. I've heard too many stories about it being the gateway to hell. So.
Well, I messed with a Ouija board like once when I was a kid, and do I believe they can open things? Possibly. Do I want to test that theory? Absolutely not.
No, I was at a party in college and they brought that thing out. I booked. I didn't want nothing. I didn't want nothing to do with it. I had been ingrained with the story about that since I was 5, and not to mess with it. And it's probably one of the few pieces of advice that I've taken from an adult.
There you go.
That nothing good happens after midnight.
That's it.
Well, that's not always true.
Man, but when you're in college or high school, it's probably pretty much true.
And,
Sorry, the assistant marketing director here is bugging me for a cookie.
Oh, you're good.
But yeah, that's I see Tim's got his marketing director on his lap there too.
Yeah, that's
Mine's
Rudy.
a little big for that.
Well,
but yeah, that is that was one thing that bothered me, and I never messed with that stuff. But lots of good stuff at Pinheads. Check us out. Oh, one thing I can let you know about. It'll start in September. It's taken months because it's a software thing, and you got to overlay it on the shop store. We're real close to a loyalty program, and if you've been with us from day one and you've spent money with us, it's going to go all the way back to day one. So you'll get points for every dollar spent all the way back to when the shop store opened.
Well,
nice.
It won't hit for stuff before the shop store because, to be honest with you, we didn't keep real good records before the shop store. We sold it, we packed it, and we sent it. So. But with the shop, we're a lot more organized. But if you bought from us on the shop, whether you've purchased once, or there's guys out there that have 20, 30 orders, you will get your points. You'll have to bear with us because none of these software overlays will do it.
right.
It all has to be done manually. So
Right.
as you sign up, we'll look your account up, and it may take me a day or two. Like I said, I got a real job too. But we'll get everybody up to speed on the loyalty points. That'll be discounts. We're working on it, but I haven't figured it out yet with the software veterans discount. So all that's coming September-ish, and
we talk more about that as it's coming up too.
Yeah.
Gotta
Just what's on the horizon for us. So, Tim, nice to see you.
Yeah, same here, Bill.
DL, Sean, you guys have a great evening, great rest of the show, and we'll see you again next week. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks.
Whoa, thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
Take care,
Bill.
guys.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
All
All
right.
right.
Quick, I want to go back to one question here from Marcus. Tim, what is your favorite scent you've done? And then we'll get into the other giveaways and stuff.
Yeah, I saw that. First, I wanted to say thank you to everybody in the chat. I don't know who's in the room. I could see people in the chat. Just wanted to say hi to all you guys. I just familiar, Ronnie, Sam, Marcus, Andy, Blake, all you guys, Tony. Just what's up? Just thank you for coming in, supporting these guys. Yeah, I saw that. It's a tough one for me. My original, now things have changed a little bit. My original was Ragnarok. I just absolutely, Ragnarok just stayed at #1 for a long time. And then Rise of the Draugr came through, and I'm like, I just loved it because the leather came in, the leather did, and the cherry, just tobacco, everything just came out the way that I wanted it. Ragnarok was a first time. As soon as I blended it, it was perfect. Most times it takes me about 5-6 variations to get it to where I want it. Ragnarok was right there at the top. Rise took a little bit more because the leather balance. So then I had those at 1A, 1B. Ragnar, when I put that together last year before I released it in the spring, Ragnar just jumped up there. So now I'm like, I got 1A, 1B, and 1C. I just love the way Ragnar came together. A lot of different colognes in it. The essential oils that I have in it, it hits it beautifully. And now I'll just give it a little. This is the it's backwards, but this is what the new Valhalla is going to be when I release it. Holy shit! I love how this turned out.
It's good.
Fenrir got up there because I love ginger ale, but this Valhalla, it behaved beautifully in the soap. So it's one of those that's going to be the same throughout the soap, the beard oil, the beard butter, the deodorant, everything. It's coming out and everything. And
that could be in the fall.
No, I haven't decided. It's probably going to be my New Year's release. So I'll keep the anxiety going.
Full disclosure, Tim had sent me an oil of the Valhalla Remastered, and I have to say it has literally jumped into my top 3.
Damn. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I've got Floki's coming out. I mean, I've got the boxes and all the stuff to show this, but the stuff coming out for fall and winter is going to be exciking.
Well,
I put a lot of time into this shit.
I feel bad because I have a lot of these, because I'm kind of your guinea pig sometimes, and all just stellar scents, man. That Floki, good Lord, that right there is sex juice.
I don't think you've got the only one you didn't is Ivar.
That's right. That's right.
I have to keep you. I have to keep you.
Somewhat. But I gotta say, man, for a long time before Nidhoggers came along, my favorite Valhalla was, believe it or not, I was really, really into the Ragnarok, but the one that really got me was Tears Wrath, man. That thing is just smoking, and I don't think it gets enough love.
Yeah, I mean that's not one of my original. It was in my second batch of stuff that I came out with. That one's 100% essential oils.
Right, but that came out, of course, before Nidhoggers. But Tears Wrath, good Lord, for essential oils, that one's stout.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Now you also got a big announcement you want to make. Ready to make that for the people, man, or what?
Yeah, I know. I saw some stuff in the chat, but I decided there's a lot of I've been toying with this a lot, and it's been really well received from certain people, and especially my daughter. So I will be, and it's going to be a slow roll because I just have too much. I have too much going on, but this is going to be backwards. But I'm going to be doing colognes. The stuff that I've put out has been very well received. I got a lot of different labels to them. I'm not going to get carried away with packaging or with labels and stuff. Just going to be pretty basic. I'll do the scent profile on the side because I don't have to get into all the cosmetic ingredient stuff and all that. So I'm going to do limited amounts of certain ones at first and see how it goes. My wife and daughter said they would help me with some of this stuff because I can't. It's too much. It's just too much for me with my regular job.
Ragnarok and Rise of Draugr, or no?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll be it'll probably be a rollout of a certain amount each, like I do with the soaps. I mean, I just can't keep up with everything. It's just too much. So,
right.
And I don't just throw shit together in cologne and let it go out. It's got to macerate, so I let it sit for a while and make sure it all comes together right. And so far, I mean, I've made quite a few of them, and they've been like I said, very well received. I use for myself, I have Ragnar and Fenrir.
Right.
So, and I made DL a Nidhoggers.
You made me a Nidhoggers and a Fenrir.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing, because a lot of your scents are like a good cologne scent to begin with. So I can see a lot of really badass cologne, and that's like Blake's point there. He says you make some of the best cologne scents out of any company, and I agree. You make some banging scents. So the cologne should fall right into suit with that. You know what I mean?
Colognes are just going to pump it up to 11, man.
Yeah,
I can't buy the colognes to match the scents. I tell guys that all the time. You know what I mean? Some with other companies that already have the colognes, man. I always get the cologne and get it with the combo, man, because it's just, I don't know, it just really completes the whole package. You know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you how good that Nidhoggers cologne is. I've gone through more than half a bottle, and I've had it for 2.5 months.
Yeah.
I use it almost every day.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't wear colognes. I wore colognes before I started wearing really good beard oils, which is small batch companies. And then I just quit wearing colognes because I wanted to smell the beard oil all the time. And, I had, like Usher or whatever. I was never a big, buying all kinds of different colognes, but I just felt like this is gonna work out well. I made some stuff for my daughter, and she really liked it, and I think I've got a really good recipe for it. And I use top grade perfuming alcohol and stuff. So it's expensive. It's expensive to make it, but you know what? I think it's going to be worth it. And again, it's just another thing to add to my anxiety of trying to get product out, and my regular job is just massively stressful. So it's trying to do all this stuff. But I'm going to do my best. I'm doing my best to keep everybody happy.
Well, you know what? You haven't had a real problem making people happy with your business, man. That's a fact.
Yeah, I still get people all the time that want this or want that, or tell me I should do this or I should do that. And, it does, I love suggestions, but, it's just like, it's not as easy as it sounds. Sometimes, it's like, hey, you need to change this up and do this. It's not as easy as it sounds. I got a lot of money. I mean, my expenses just last month were probably $10,000. So, I've got a lot of packaging in there, a lot of labels I just received. I mean, labels and boxes alone was almost $3,000. So, and it's ingredients, top-notch perfume oils, top-notch fragrance oils, top-notch essential oils, top-notch ingredients. It's just, it's the cost of doing business. So I don't make a ton of money. I'm not priced where everybody else is, and that's by design. It says it on my website. But I still make a decent amount. I could make more, but doing it for the love of it and trying to keep it from blowing up people's pockets, so it's.
Yeah, that's too, because you don't want to cut corners and then you get a lesser product to make an extra few dollars. Yeah. So that's commendable. And that's what
exactly.
Go down that rabbit hole after they start off with better, get bigger, and it's like, well, I can save a little bit if I just
yeah.
Same product anymore,
Yeah, exactly.
But
most of the time I see people cutting corners, it's a lot of the times the product won't change, but man, the packaging gets worse. They'll go to cologne bottles that don't work well, and things like that. And I think when it comes down to it, everything has to be done with purpose, and everything. If you're going to use high quality oils and fragrances and everything, go with high quality packaging, because it's going to stand the test of time. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So now let's get to, we got some giveaways to get to. Tim, do you want to announce your giveaways? And for those, for everybody that participated in it, thank you guys. Between Valhalla Beard and Body Berserkers, between Bearded Scallywags, people popping in here, Scallywag Network YouTube, man. We appreciate the hell out of you guys. It's been a fun week, going back and forth with everything. This is actually the second time we've done something between the two groups. I think we did did some sort of collab earlier on, but I can't remember what we did. But between the two groups, so it was fun, man. So what do we got?
So for the Berserkers group, so we did a $50 site credit, and then we did a mystery prize. So the $50 site credit went to Matt Bemis, if I'm saying that right. So congrats, Matt. I'll have to get your information, either go through Sean and shoot it to me, and I'll and kind of go on my site. Let me know what you're looking for. If there's something on there that shows out of stock, hit me up. Let me know if it's something you want, because there's chances are I do have it. And then the mystery gift goes to
put everybody in it. No, I just said I'll make a post after two.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And then the mystery gift goes to Kevin Walsh.
Nice.
So congrats, Kevin.
Congrats.
I think you'll like the mystery gift. So knowing who you are and what you do on specific things, you'll see what I mean when you get it.
Nice.
All righty. Now, with that site credit, just so they know, that's good for anything on the site, merch included.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's two more. Who has that? You, Walker, or?
I'm gonna let Tim do them.
Okay.
Okay. The Scallywag group winners, the $50 site credit goes to Sam Stockton. So congrats, Sam. It's awesome. And then the mystery gift for Scallywags goes to Randy Rodriguez. Congrats,
Randy,
to all you guys, and looking forward to getting these things in your hands. So again, the $50 guys, let me know what you want. And then the mystery gifts, you get what you get.
And
it's not going to be like a melted and McDonald's Sunday either. It'll be something good.
Oh, a really good gift would be a McDonald's shake machine that works, but you know.
Yeah, that's a gift that keeps not giving.
Right. But no, we really want to thank you for doing this giveaway. That's a hell of a giveaway. Congrats to all the winners. I think y'all, and especially if you haven't tried Valhalla, I think y'all are going to really enjoy it.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you haven't checked out Valhalla, you're really missing out, man. Especially, it's one of the only, I mean, and not to put anybody else's stuff down, because I haven't tried a lot. I mean, outside of like the big box ones. But once I got to you and Tameless, when it came to beard washes and stuff like that, I just haven't ordered it. I haven't been swayed from it, because it just feels, you know what I mean? I've been loving the soaps and beard washes and all that, man. So if you haven't tried Valhalla, man, definitely check them out, man.
Now I will interject on that when it comes to the beard wash, and I've told Tim this for a year now. I firmly believe Tim McMahon has the absolute best beard wash in the business. You know, and that's not throwing shade at anybody else. You know, it's just, you know, fantastic. You know, and I think that anybody who is big into beard products should try the Valhalla beard wash.
I appreciate that very much. It's a lot of work. Do we still got time, or you guys want to cut it off at an hour?
We got time.
Yeah.
Because Melissa had some really good questions that she sent me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we got.
She couldn't be on, but I'm game to stay on as long as you guys want. So I want to get through some stuff.
Got a few. Want to do that? Then I got to announce the winner of the T-shirt too.
Do the T-shirt. Yeah, do the T-shirt.
Okay, so for the winner of the added contest, being Scallywags hit 15K today, is Chuck Sawyers. Congratulations, brother.
Chuck.
Up, man, and pick out whatever T-shirt you want. Bearded Scallywags. Pick out whatever you want, whether it's you know, Bearded Scallywag, Demented ones, Wench, whatever you want. You know,
keep it furry. You know,
any shirt on the site, any T-shirt on the site, man, and hit me up. You know, and we're trying to do more things. Bearded Scallywags trying to sponsor a little bit too. And I appreciate the support in the store, man, on the shirts, mugs, and all that. And real quick before we get into that, and same thing with Wake Up with Walker. BeardsScallywags.com is sponsoring that. And we're going to give away a mug every week. And they're not to give anything away, but there's probably branded coffee coming as well, like premium coffee. But we're going to mug every week. Scallywag of the Week. Just a little thank you for guys that are in the group, guys that are really contributing, being a good brother, sharing, inviting, whatever it is. It's just a little thank you each week that we're going to do, and that'll get announced every week on Wake Up with Walker. And this week was Joshua Carter. Appreciate you, brother. And he popped on the show with us for a little bit. So
yep.
Good. But and that's all I got.
Congrats.
All right. What did Melissa send you?
All right. So Melissa's awesome. It's a shame that she couldn't be on, and I know she's working in the shop, so she gets a free pass. So she had 5 questions, and she wanted to make sure I was cool with them. I told you guys before, I'm totally cool with whatever you guys ask me. And they're legit. I mean, it's cool questions. So the first one was, what was your view when noticing women entering the beard world? I think it's an awesome question, because I would kind of put it back on her. What is your view of a dude making soap? You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at all the YouTube videos, there are all these ladies making soap, and for going back years, even like through Amish and is the women making the soap from scratch and all that. But I think it's great. Ronnie, Renee, Melissa, just to name a few. I've gotten stuff from all of them, and it's all great stuff. And they I think women put a lot more care and thought to their stuff as it is. So you could see the love and care that they put in their products. And I have zero problem with that. I think it just brings a lot more to the table for us to step our game up. To be quite honest, they don't have beards. They don't need to have a beard. My wife and my daughter are the ones that come up with the scents, or not come up with the scents, but approve the scents, I should say. So
right.
if I'm smelling something that repulses my wife, then that's a no-go, because I don't want to be repulsed by my wife.
And, I likened it to this: was women making beard products. You know what? They know what smells good better than we know what smells good. Yeah, exactly. That's a fact. My wife has a nose like a bloodhound.
Yeah.
And women are going to create things that not only that they want to smell, but they're going to also try to create things that, us guys want to smell too. So it's pleasant for everybody. So
unless my wife is sabotaging me and it really smells like shit, and she doesn't want other women to smell good for other women. So you never know. Well, but but no, I to answer that, I think it's awesome. I think it's great. I think women put a lot more care into stuff anyway, on what they do, and just fantastic products. Question 2 was, what is something we don't know about you something we don't know about you could be life, hobbies, weird obsessions. I'm a weird person, period. I don't like people, so here I am running a business, and but I believe in strong customer service, but I don't like people, because I think people are inherently just selfish and evil. But you find the genuine ones, and but I believe in superb customer service regardless. But I would think that the one thing is, I love Rihanna's music.
Hey, man.
So I listen to heavy metal, I listen to old school hip hop, but I love Rihanna's music. Her voice is like a freaking angel.
We just talked about this on my morning show, was guilty pleasure music.
Right.
I mean, I admitted that I love ABBA.
Yeah.
Sue me.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that would admit that out loud.
Well,
I've been rocking the hell out of this young blood kid ever since the whole Ozzy concert. I didn't realize he was like a little boy band type of thing. I didn't realize, like, man, this kid is like belting it out, man, with some rocking up. Like, that's my little pleasures.
There you go. All right,
well,
man.
You don't come out with any new kids on the block. Sure.
Yeah. No, I had enough of that.
Oh,
All
dumb
right.
song.
I just saw too, believe it or not. I think they need walkers out there.
Yeah. Her question 3 was, would you like to be on social media more, or do you enjoy hiding in the shadows? I hate social media. So I am in the shadows. I think you guys see I don't comment much. I try not to stick to my phone because I'm either working or I'm with the family, or we're doing soccer, whatever it is. But I prefer being in the shadows. I respond to people when they talk to me, but I don't engage. I don't get too deep into the social media stuff. I wouldn't be on social media if it wasn't for my business. So there's tons of negativity on it. I don't like it because it drags me down. I found a place of serenity getting sober, and I try to stay there. But too many times things get in my head, and I get annoyed very quickly. So I just try to limit my exposure to it. So I'm a shadows person in anything that I do. Number 4 is, what is the most vile food you have ever tried? Oh man, I don't know. I would say it's got to be liver. My dad used to love eating liver. It's so freaking disgusting.
That's fine, but don't let Melissa fool you, man. She eats squirrels and shit. So.
Oh, I know. She probably eats hearts of freaking deer and stuff like that. So liver is probably her.
That chick will chase down a possum quicker than shit.
Yeah, what's that? What is that, tripe? Or is that what that's called? But the
tripe is the cow's stomach.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the cow's ass.
No, that's Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah.
What is that? Something.
That's bull's balls.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this: I love fried chicken livers. Fried chicken livers, man. I can't
mess with liver at all. No.
From being in the South.
Yeah, I get it. I get it, but yeah, I can't do it. All right, I'll get into the last question. Would you rather stay in a haunted bed and breakfast or a bougie hotel? I am the last thing from bougie. So haunted bed and breakfast 10 times. I honestly don't believe in ghosts. I've never seen one. So I'm a seeing is believing kind of thing. I do believe in God, so it's kind of contradictory to that. But I've never had an experience where a ghost has touched me or done anything. And I always think that if ghosts were there, my dad would come see me. If that was a thing, that as many times as I've asked for it and stuff. But I've stayed in haunted places. The Copper Queen
Tombstone.
No, it's outside of Tombstone. Why can't I think of the damn town? It's in Coconino County, but it's in southern Arizona, Bisbee, Arizona, the Copper Queen. I stayed in there. I stayed in other places that were supposedly haunted. And I even sat there saying, if you're haunted, come rock the freaking chair, do something, make it so. But I've never seen it. I think those places are cool. If I was to go into a old insane asylum or something, an abandoned insane asylum that's all trash inside, I'd be scared as shit. I don't know if I'm afraid of the ghosts or if I'm afraid of some freaking weirdo psychopath, more like a flesh-eating zombie type dude in there, wanting to come eat.
Yeah.
Hey man, hey look, and I get what you're saying. This is the thing. I do believe in ghosts. I've actually had many encounters. I am a Christian, but I also practice Native American shamanism. So, not everybody, is a believer in the spirit world or whatever. but whether you're a believer or not, staying in an old creepy bed and breakfast, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, I agree. But I would love to experience it. I guess I don't know. It's probably not the right way to say it if it really is some evil shit that could come do something. But I would love to prove me wrong.
Has to be in a certain spot to experience stuff. I believe too, man. Like, because
Yeah.
I used to I've experienced a lot back in the day, and then it just like turned off, man. I was like, haven't had an experience in 12 years. You know what I mean? But I used to, that's a pretty crazy stuff seeing.
Hey,
Yeah, it's probably the mushrooms too.
But
I've known people that have had a lot of experiences, and then one day the experiences stop, and they never have another one.
Yeah.
So,
all right, guys. So, you guys got any other questions for Tim, man? Before we wrap it up, I know we ran a little over today, but it was.
I got one question for Tim. Jeff Dunn has been asking me about it forever. Are you ever going to create a body wash?
No
there
plans.
You go, Jeff.
Hey, sorry, Jeff. I just no plans at that. I'm gonna stick to the soap. Beard wash is gonna be the closest thing to it, but I don't.
And
I'm just not.
Beard wash I had one of them, the beard wash, and I had it in my gym bag. I didn't realize I didn't bring one of the soaps that day, and I just used the beard wash, man. That was a great soap too. I mean, it did what
I used Tim's beard wash. I used Melissa's beard wash as soap. So
yeah, I do too. It's just another thing I can't keep up with. If you guys don't mind, real quick, I wanted to show you what fall is coming to get people a little hyped up. So I've got for fall, I've got Host. It's my this one's going to be the triple tobacco, pumpkin, leather, and spice. DL could attest to that. It's
this is fall in a bottle.
It's I know a lot of people love friggin' pumpkin, but I love how this turned out. Also in fall is going to be Ivar the Boneless. This one also turned out really well. I have to look at these. I've got basically marshmallow, maple bourbon, campfire. It's turned out really well, behaved really well, and so that's coming out.
Maple bourbon, that sounds right up my alley, man.
Oh, dude, it turned out really nice.
I'm gonna need me some Ivar.
Floki's Voyage will be in the winter time. It's good. Floki's is going to be more of a mainline too, but I'm going to release it in winter. It's got some Nordic Sea, teakwood, fern, black spruce, and a cologne vibe to it. Again, these are going to be offered in everything. And then also for winter, I'm going to re-release Scotty, Skatey, however you guys want to call it. That was a collab I did with Alexis Zupello. So I talked to her. She was cool with us doing again. So I am going to do beard wash and deodorant this time with it. And I will do my last run, very limited run of Valhalla La 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 and Jarl of Yule. And then I'm going to retire those. So I'm going to do some soaps. I'll just do the beard oil and butter. And then those will be gone for good. And then the Valhalla that I don't think I'll have enough time to make it for Christmas, so I'm probably gonna put it out in after the new year. So I got all that stuff in this week, so got all my new labels, got the cologne labels, so the colognes will roll out later as we go. I got to balance everything. I'm just getting killed with work and this, so I'm doing my best. So, and then I'll have a quick mini drop August 29th, I think it is, on Friday the 29th. It's going to have first offering and a bunch of restock. Nothing crazy, just getting more out there. Last drop, I didn't sell everything out like I normally do, which is fine. It's just I have a better selection right now. If people want to jump on there, there's a whole real nice selection of stuff on there, which usually is gone. But yeah, it'll just add to that collection, and then these things come out in October and in December. So.
Well, I got to tell you that I'm excited that you're redoing Scotty, and especially in a beard wash, because I'm going to grab that. But I think people got a lot to look forward to over the next few months, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping to take it out in the bang, but man, it's tiring. I honestly have contemplated trying to sell the business because I can't keep up, and it hurts because I've built this thing up to what it is, but I got to pace myself better because I work myself ragged. I mean, every time Walker messages me, what are you doing? Making soap, making this, making that, and
Yep.
it's a lot. And if
Well,
I pace myself, I'll be okay. But I could say I doubt it would ever happen if somebody said, "Hey, I'd like to buy your business." I would definitely entertain it, but I don't want to. It's just I have a passion for it. It's just I'm burnt out.
let me just say this, and you and I have talked a lot about this subject, and I know that your regular job is stressful. I know that you bust your ass making all your products at home. Even sometimes after you've worked 12 hours a day, you go and you work another 12 hours in the shop. I know this for fact. I told you, you don't have to worry about pleasing everybody. You don't have to do a drop every, month or what. I told you, do yourself a favor, man. Once you're done with this run, take 6 months off. Take 3 months off. You know, make sure you have enough product to, to ship out if needed. But people don't need a drop every month. People
Yeah,
don't need a drop every 2 months. You've got to make it to where you don't get burned out and you continue to enjoy making the products.
yeah,
You know,
no, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll see. I have no plans of doing anything right now like that, but it gets tiring, and then you add social media on top of it and trying to respond to everybody, and then you get messages, and at one point I was just getting bombarded with stuff, and it's like you go into an overload. I'm my regular job. I manage right now about 130 million dollars worth of construction contracts, so a lot of politics behind it. It's a lot of stuff, and it's like my mind has to be busy because when it's not busy, bad things happen. But at one point, I got to be able to rest too. And if your mind doesn't take a rest, I mean, you guys talk a lot about mental health. Sobriety is a lot about mental health, man. I mean, and that should save my life because I drank to slow my mind down. If my mind continues to get out of control, it's not to say I don't think about drinking, but that's why I drank, because I had to slow it down or I could not go to
right.
sleep. So yeah, this is it. I'm in a good spot right now, but I just got to pace myself, like you said, and my wife and daughter are starting to jump in and help, and she gets paid for it. So
Yeah, and we talked about that too. That'll help take a little bit of the stress off you. I mean, it creates other stresses, of course, but that'll take a good bit of stress off you in the
but this
long
is
run.
how fucked up my mind is. Oh, my daughter took that task away so I could do more. Instead of taking it for what it is and paying her to do that task and then stepping back. Oh, now that I don't have to do that, I could do more. And
Yeah,
I'm just
no,
I'm a workaholic as much as I'm an alcoholic. So
I get it,
uh,
Yeah.
man. Sean, you got anything else?
I don't, man. Just if nobody else has anything for Tim, man, we'll yeah,
I
just
see
thanks.
I see Ronnie's thing up there. Thanks a lot, Ronnie. I really, she's been great. She's such an awesome person. And just that compliment means a lot. All these guys, everybody in the chat, thank you for hanging in there with us. And,
Yeah,
appreciate
Ronnie
you
is
guys.
absolutely one of the sweetest people on the planet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
absolutely, man. And it's been a fun show. It's been a great show. It's great having you on, man. So, and if you guys haven't, again, check out Valhalla Beard and Body. Check out, and you can keep up with all things Valhalla at either Bearded Scallywags, Valhalla Beard and Body Berserkers. That's another fun group. Either one of them, you can stay up with what's coming, man. And these drops and stuff, you don't want to miss it. The stuff's great. Now, I do have one quick question. Is the cologne coming in the August 29th drop, or is that the?
No, I won't be able to do cologne in that one. I am focusing right now. I've got a few more things to take care of. One thing that will come out by somewhat popular demand, Svartalfheim will come out, and the beard stuff and deodorant, beard wash. So that's a leather amber tobacco. I can't remember. It's teak wood or mahogany. It's got mahogany in it. That one's really good. I just made a bunch of soap for it yesterday, actually. But I will be doing at least the beard combos. It depends if I could get deodorants made in time, but at least beard combos. That's a new product also.
Very cool.
But I think colognes will probably be more of a silent type thing in between the drops, just to kind of get them out there. I saw a question Marcus was asking. I don't, my price point right now, that 1.7 ounce bottle. So I'm probably looking at putting it around 32, 34 bucks. So I think that's still under market value, but it's really good stuff. So I'm hoping it takes off. And these cologne bottles, I hope these work out well. I've spent a lot of time researching suppliers for them. I got these other ones that the crimper thing, freaking breaking bottles. Maybe I'm just Wreck-It Ralph doing this shit, but I'm breaking tops of bottles and stuff. So I just hope, I just want to roll it out slow and make sure there's not problems as I'm bringing it out, because I don't want to send a bunch of shit out, then there's problems, and then I'm refunding them or sending them more shit, and then I'm just losing money. I'm not in the business of losing money that much either. So
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So, all right, guys. Well, if that's it, thank you all for tuning in. Demented Show. We thank Tim, man. We got Chris Lopp and Funky Brims up next week. Peaky Hat the week after. So we're going to keep rolling here at the Demented Show, man. It's been real. And thank you, everybody, for coming hanging out with us, man. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in the contest, for being a part of this all week long. And Tim, for the giveaways and everything. Thank you so much, brother.
Tim, thank you, man. Love you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing, man, because you're doing it right.
yeah, I love you guys too, man. And thank you for just considering having me on. It's just an honor to be on your show, and thanks to everybody in the chat. So really appreciate you guys.
Back to you, man. If you want to pop on around drop time or something like that, let us know, man. Love to have you back.
Whenever you guys want, I'm always down, man. Whenever you guys want.
Awesome, man.
Very cool.
All right, everybody. Have an awesome night. Keep it scallywag. Be demented, and catch you next Sunday at 7. Much love.